Here we have verse 8 of the book of Jude. Jude has been warning his audience concerning the peril that they're in because there's been apparently false teachers who are coming in and they're trying to distort, pervert an understanding of the grace of God. And Jude reminds them of these Old Testament characters, the people coming out of Egypt who were later destroyed, they were later judged, angels who also met a judgment because they departed from their proper place. The cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, in a similar way, are mentioned here. And so now Jude wants to get to the point with this indeclinable adverb, which is homoios. It means likewise in the same way. So now the three examples behind the point, and he gets to it here. Mentoi is actually a conjunction. It means something like yet. And so we would say yet likewise, a little cumbersome in English, but that's the idea, likewise yet. Kai can mean both and or also. Here it's probably also. So likewise yet, also these, hutoi. Used here substantively, so we'd render it these men. The word that's used here is actually a participle. This is enupniadzamenoi. This is from a verb. It's enupniadzomai. The root of the word is actually, you'll see right here, the upsilon hupnia. This is from hupnos, with a rough breather. It's the word from which we get the word hypnotize. It literally means something of a dream or a vision. And so it's rendered something like dreamers, these dreamers. Now, we wouldn't say these the dreamers as if this was the word that the demonstrative pronoun belonged to, because otherwise it would be hutoi hoi, it'd be using the article there. But rather, these men dreaming, we might say, these men sort of engaged in this kind of dreaming behavior. I've seen it translated simply these dreamers, and that's probably fine, but a little more technically, it's these men dreaming would be the notion. And then three descriptive phrases here. The first one is introduced with men. You know that the men construction usually is something like on the one hand, on the other, although in Greek it's much more efficient than that. On the one hand, on the other in English is rather cumbersome. So the sense of it is there, but it's not expressed nearly in so many words. So on the first of these, we have sarka in the accusative, of course the word flesh, and then miainusen. This is from miaino. Miaino means to make something dirty or to defile it. And so the first phrase is defiling, third person plural, present active indicative, defiling on the one hand the flesh. The second phrase is kurioteta. This is from kuriotes. It's related to the word kurios, of course, which means lord, and it has to do with a lordship or a principality or an authority of some kind. And once again, the verb here is autithusen. This is from tithemi, which literally means to place or to put, but you notice the alpha becomes the negation, so refusing to place or put, and idiomatically is thus the idea of to recognize. So not recognizing, not respecting, kurioteta, that is principalities, so they're defiling the flesh, they're refusing to recognize or respect authorities, would be the idea. And the third is then doxos. This is from doxa, means glory, but it can be by extension the idea of dignities, those who have glory by virtue of their station. And another de here again, blasphemusen, from blasphemeo, of course, to blaspheme. To slander would be the idea, third person plural, present active indicative, all three of these verbs, of course, in the same sense grammatically. So blaspheming, slandering glories, slandering dignities, slandering those who have some position of authority. So just as these three examples that he had used previously had left their proper position, so these men that he's describing now, who are sneaking in, trying to pervert the grace of God, are engaged in this kind of behavior. They're defiling their own bodies. They're refusing to recognize lordships and authorities. They're blaspheming and slandering dignities. All in all, just simply refusing to remain in the place that they should remain in by virtue of the authorities that are at work in their existence.